Good afternoon. I wanted to go through the Facebook Audiences demo here that's really meant to help represent the market research project. So you'll see here that each group should provide an introduction. This is really not something that you should worry about until the end of the project, but it does provide an avenue, an overview for why you conducted the project itself. So what were some of the underlying reasons why we appeared and were eager to approach this project in the manner that we did. There's also the executive summary here. This executive summary is comprised of themes and top-line results, which I'm going to show you later on. I've also seen this written in paragraph form. This is increasingly becoming more and more popular, but here I have it in bullets. This is just a really nice way to introduce this notion of having those executive summary insights. Remember, if an executive is going through a deck, they don't really have a lot of time to look at each one. The market analysis here, this is 3 to 5 slides, 8 citations. One group member should be responsible for this. This is meant to look at the company that you are representing or working on behalf of, and 2 of its competitors. And so you're looking here at marketplace happenings. What's happened in the last 10 years with this marketplace? What innovations have been introduced into the marketplace? How have they shaped the contours of not just your company, but other companies for that matter? And how has this further evolved the level of competition among products and services that are introduced into the marketplace from the companies that are under investigation here? If you can look at this project in this light, especially for this particular role, it becomes a lot easier. And so again, I recommend New York Times, LA Times, Wall Street Journal, The Economist, really good sources of information here. Brand analysis. This is 3 to 5 slides, 8 citations. One group member should be doing this. Usually this winds up being 9 citations because what I'm asking for here is for each group member to watch at least 2 commercials for each brand here. For each company under investigation. And so what usually happens is people will watch 3 commercials for Netflix, 3 commercials for Hulu, 3 commercials for Amazon Prime Video. That's an example. Here, each citation does in fact mean citing a YouTube advertisement or commercial for the company. So you're looking for commercials on the company website, commercials on YouTube, wherever else online. What you're really doing here is you're describing the commercials. Tell us what the company wants to tell us here. What do they want us to think? How do they want us to perceive themselves? What are they trying to tell the customer or have the customer believe about them? Customer analysis. One other group member will be responsible for this, 3 to 5 slides, 8 citations. You're looking at Nielsen reports. You're looking at New York Times articles, LA Times articles, GfK research articles, Magid articles, MAGID reports. That's an entertainment research company in New York City. You're looking at all of these research firms that put out free reports or available reports on your companies. And so here you can see consumers, 18 to 25 years old tend to do this, tend to do that. Remember, you want to be sure that you are citing. You want to be sure that you have citations here. I am going to be looking for those. Make sure you have in-text citations represented here. Focus group results, again, you have the method here. I wouldn't stray away from the method too much. The template that I've laid out here, make adjustments to it as you see fit, change dates, change the number of participants, whatever it may be. Be sure that you change the details here. Participant biography, remember those icebreaker questions that all of you asked for your focus groups? Here you can put in 2 to 3 sentences per participant. I've written way more here than you'll ever need, but this is meant to be a demo. Each group member should have 1 participant biography slide. Just tell us who the people were. Tell us about the people who were involved in your focus group. This is the focus group slide itself, a result. You can see here that you can provide the theme or top line result, and you can see here that these are quotes. Remember, the quotes you have should support what your theme is here. We have questions here. You should always write down the question that was asked here, as well as the number of people here as well. The number, I should state, should be representative of all total participants across all focus groups here. With survey results, again, you're going to have a methods section. Don't stray away from this. Use it, edit details, and move on. Here we can see we have our top line result. Here, participants had a relatively high likelihood to purchase coats without being exposed to commercials. However, Calvin Klein Commercial B created a higher likelihood to purchase Calvin Klein coats. So we can see here that we have, and this is kind of an experiment that I'm describing here, so this was an experiment slide. We can see here that we have a few things. For one, the base, awareness of HBO brand. Are participants aware of the HBO brand? Yes. So only people who had awareness of the HBO brand took the question here and answered the question. For your purposes, I would just say the base is friends and family members of researchers. That's easy enough. In industry, we have skip logic. We have a lot of things that mean that not everybody who takes the survey has all of the same questions. For our purposes, friends and family members of researchers is enough. And that should be the total number of people who answered your question. That may vary from question to question. You'll see in your survey data, not everyone answers everything. Be mindful of that. And then lay your question down here. How likely are you to purchase women's coats? So, you always want to have the question here. It's really, really important. The client, your boss, needs to know, how did we get these results? Where did they come from? You can see here, I've given you templates that you can use. You can edit these. You can right-click this chart right here. You can right-click any chart that I provided to you, and you can go right into Excel and you can change the numbers. I recommend percentages. Please populate your charts with percentages, not counts. It's easier. Again, here, these are just meant to inspire. These are meant to inspire different ways in which we can present data. Recommendations. One group member should be responsible for recommendations, conclusion, introduction, even executive summary. All of that can be lumped together. Recommendations. You've done survey work, you've done focus group work, you've done market research, you've looked at secondary sources, you've collected primary data. What should your company do? Make recommendations based around this, based around all of the results that you've accumulated here. This is an opportunity to provide actionable insights, not only telling people what you found, but giving them actual actions that they can take to help enhance the quality of their business and the quality of products and services that are provided to people. And in conclusion is an opportunity to provide a few nuggets of information for your consumer base. So whoever is consuming this PowerPoint deck, I know that when I give a client a PowerPoint deck, it's usually cut up and it's split apart and it's given to different people within an organization. That goes for, in particular, WWE. Last January, I presented something to WWE, and they told me that they would cut it down and break it up and give it to different departments, and that's fine. So the conclusion is really good because it really helps hone in on a few little nuggets, a few things that people will remember. We know people remember the first and last of any kind of list for that matter. And if we can conceptualize our PowerPoint deck as a list, we know that we want people walking away with a few little bits of information, a few little nuggets. So you want to be also sure that you also have the references in the back. 3 to 6 slides I recommend. Feel free to create more if necessary. Just make sure that they're in alphabetical order here. And that's really it, ladies and gentlemen. So the best thing that you can do here is just be sure that you go through this slowly and that you're clear on all parameters. As always, I am here to answer questions.